If any of you have seen my website, you see I do a lot of aerial photography. Today on the YouTube channel, we're going to do aerial photos. Let's go flying. Shooting aerial photography for the last 30-40 years, I've gone through a lot of different pilots. And one thing I always go through with a pilot, especially when it's the first time I'm going with them, are the hand signals. Sometimes the microphones on the headsets work, sometimes they don't. But I always give hand signals. If you can't hear me on the microphone or the headphones, I give an indication of wing up, which I'm telling them to get the wing up out of the picture, or wing down, which gets the strut out of the picture. You're all set up, you've been flying in circles, and you're about ready to get the shot, and that wing's just in the wrong, it's in your photograph, and you want to bring that wing up just a little bit. So I give a hand signal for that, wing up, wing down, or nose to the right, nose to the left, just to get the strut out of the picture if that's the situation. You don't want to be flying circles around and round and round. You want to get it in one go around if you can, because time is money when you're up there flying with these planes. They're expensive. So one of the first things I do when I get to an airplane, especially one I hadn't flown before, is I make sure that the window on the pilot side opens. We don't want to be shooting through the glass. We want to shoot through an open airspace. So I just take this, and there's for the 172 airplane, which is a 4-seater Cessna, has a screw right here on the bracket that holds the window from going out. I take that out, and when the wind hits this window, it'll push it up and keep it up, and I can shoot right out the window. So that's important to get that window open. On a 152, a smaller Cessna, which is a 2-seater, watch my head there, it's a cotter pin that you pull out right here in this window frame. But on the 172, it takes a Phillips screw, which is right here. So that's important. You don't want to be shooting through plastic glass and doing your aerial photography. If you want to get good quality shots, you got to be shooting through non-glass or through open spaces. So another thing to keep in mind when photographing aerials is you don't want to be shooting on automatic exposure mode. In this day and age, all cameras are automatic. Well, most professional cameras, there's a manual override where you can go in and shoot manual, because you never know what the lens is looking at when you're shooting down on a property. If you have a lot of cement and white walls, that'll change the exposure, and each image will be a different exposure as you go around a property. If you shoot manual, everything's the same exposure, and you can do global edits on them. Fast shutter speed. You want to speed up the camera shutter 200th of a second, 250, 300, 400th of a second. There's a lot of vibration in these planes, so by speeding up the shutter speed, you eliminate that. There's a lot of air turbulence. You just don't know. Sometimes it's a really bumpy ride. You want to be able to freeze that image. My lens of choice is I shoot Nikon, of course, but I have a 23 to 120 and a 23 to 70 lens. I sort of been leaning towards the 24 to 120 lens, just in case I do need to zoom in tight on something. But generally, I'm not shooting that tight, so you can get by at an 85 or something like that millimeter lens. But that's what I've been using.
Nice. Set this to be at elevation.
One last thing, as always, if you're getting anything out of these videos, please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.